here we go. We're going to make some egg fried rice for Chinese New Year. So let's have a little look at what we've got to cook with. First thing we're going to need is something to cook it in. I'm going to be using one of these, a wok. So this is designed to sort of like keep the heat nice and even. And that's the main piece of cooking equipment in a Chinese kitchen is called a wok. I'm going to use like a egg slice as well. That's really good for moving stuff around. If you haven't got a wok, you can use a deep frying pan. So a normal frying pan will do as well. So we are going to need some cooked rice. This rice is cooked and also cooled down. You can't use hot rice. It will need to be cooked, thoroughly drained, and then chilled down. I'm just going to put a bit of salt and pepper in there just to season it, just to give it a nice flavour. I will need an egg, or two, depending on how much egg you need in it. I will need some cooking oil. I've got some cooking oil. I'll need a little bit of garlic, which we're going to chop up in a minute. Some spring onions. And any other little bits of vegetables you like. Sometimes peas are nice in there, or sweet corn, or some peppers. I've got some 5 spice. That's optional. Some people don't like the flavour. I like the flavour. It gives it a nice sort of oriental flavour. Some ginger. I'm using the Cheating ginger. You might use Cheating garlic. That's fine. And then a little bit of soy sauce. Traditionally, you'd use this as well, sesame oil, but there is quite a big allergy risk with sesame oil, so we don't tend to put that in. So, and then of course I'm going to need some bowls to serve it in, maybe some chopsticks. So the first thing we're going to do is chop up everything ready. We've got our rice, we've got our eggs. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to chop my garlic. So I'm just going to very, very carefully with my knife, just do that. Just slice up my garlic. If you're not very confident doing this, you can just get somebody to do it for you. So, but before we start, hopefully we'll just chop our garlic up. I like mine nice and chunky. Some people just like to sort of paste it down, or use a ready-made paste. Yeah. You can use the side of a grater to do this as well if you want. So, there's our garlic. And I'm going to get my spring onions. And I'm just going to sort of chop those up as well, very, very carefully, nice and slowly. Yeah, keep your fingers right back out the way. Yeah, I'm just going to chop our spring onions up, nice and slowly. There's no need to rush. Keep your fingers right back out the way. Okay. There we go. If you want them a bit chunkier, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. As I say, some people like to put some peas in there. Some people like to put a bit of pepper in there as well. It's all nice. You can add things to this. You know, the egg fried rice is a basic recipe. Some people even put a few bits of prawn in there, or some bits of chicken. There's lots and lots of things you can do. What we're going to do now, turn some heat on, and we're going to get our wok nice and hot. So we need to get a bit of heat in there. So because we're going to be using something that's hot, we're going to need to make sure we've got a cloth to protect our hands. So I'm going to take a cloth and I'm going to sort of fold it up so it's nice and thick, and that's going to protect my hands. Yeah. And when I pick things up now, I'm going to use the cloth. So I'm going to put some oil in my wok. And when I put my oil in, I put it at the top of the wok, just like this, and let it sort of go down. I don't put the oil right in the centre, because then I've got to swirl it round, and that's not good. It's best to put the oil at the top and let it drip down. So, taking my garlic and my onions, just like that. Just going to pop them in my wok. And you'll hear them sizzling away nicely. So remember, when we touch the pan, we use our cloth. Now I'm just going to move it around just a little bit. Yeah, I do want plenty of heat, so I want to keep it moving in the pan. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to put in there is a little bit of my ginger if I'm using it. Some people don't like the ginger in it, but I quite like the flavour of the ginger in it. You know, cooking's very much about what you like. Use what you like. There we go. If you think it's looking a little bit dry, just add a little bit more oil. Just going to pop a bit more oil in mine. Then I'm going to put a little bit of my fired spice in. Don't worry if you haven't got any fired spice, you know. You'll still be able to do it, you know, you don't need the fired spice. It just adds a really nice sort of flavour to it. So now once this has all gone soft and it's all popping away nicely, so it's all sort of, you know, I haven't got any colour there, there's no colour, nothing's starting to colour yet. I'm just going to pop my rice in there, just to warm through. Remember, this is cooked rice though. Yeah, don't get putting rice in there that's not cooked. And it mustn't be hot. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stir fry that round a little bit. Just to get it nice and warm. And then... I'm going to take about a tablespoonful of water. That's about a tablespoonful. I'm just going to pop that into my pan like that. And that's going to help fluff up the rice. There we go. All getting nice and hot now. Yeah, you see that there, it's all getting nice and hot. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little hole in the centre of the rice. You'll find that it will get hot really quickly because the heat's really quite intense. See, I'm breaking my own rules, I'm not using my cloth. So always remember when you go over there to have the cloth in your hands. Then I'm going to take the egg, and I'm not going to beat it up, I'm going to drop it in there, and I'm almost going to like make a fried egg in there. I've got a couple of chopsticks, so I can do the rest with chopsticks. And then when it's almost set in white, and then we're going to just sort of like marble it through like that. Yeah, I'm just going to sort of marble the egg through like that. And then I'm just going to, it's just like making a scrambled egg really. I'm just going to fold that in to my egg fried rice. And you get that really lovely marbling of white, egg white and egg yolk together. So the next thing I'm going to do is pop a little bit of this soy sauce in there, and that'll give it a sort of a real sort of traditional Chinese flavour. Back up my heat a little bit, and then I'll need my bowls prepared, ready to pop it into. There we go. Use a serving spoon. Remember, cloth when you're handling over here. Yeah. There we go. That's our lovely egg fried rice, all sizzling away in our pan. You can already see that's nice and hot. And I'm just going to spoon that into my bowls now, ready to eat. Yeah. So, nice bowl full there of egg fried rice. Enough for 2 people there. We're all eating well tonight. And you can serve this with lots of different things. So, stir fries, chow mein, maybe a bit of lemon chicken or lemon fish, maybe some sort of teriyaki chicken or something. And I always like to finish mine off with a little bit of soy sauce, just run it through it like that, and a little bit of the sesame oil. A little bit of sesame oil, which I should have opened earlier, but I didn't. And there we go. Just going to put my thumb on there. Yeah, and just put that on there. Remember though that, you know, you do need to check people aren't allergic to the sesame. And then just, you know, these were just the tops of the spring onions. And there we go. And there we go. That's 2 beautiful bowls of egg fried rice. And there we go.